Hi, this is Scott Varilek, Koima Varilek Trading in Sioux Center, Iowa. We've had a little bit of a shakier trade in the live cattle contract as well as the feeders. First, the big story was the grain report on Wednesday, the USDA's monthly report. And the January report is usually a big mover to the grains. It's something the funds are going to look to pretty closely with the fine-tooth comb to kind of figure out maybe some longer-term positions for the year. And it showed, yep, big crop last year. We had to look at it one more time, and it was a little bit leaned to the negative side, a little bit bigger crop than what the estimates showed. I wouldn't say dramatically, but slightly. So it just wasn't enough news to feed a bull market that's at a high price. So we suddenly saw a little bit of correction over the last couple of days here, and seeing a little bit of weakness, corn right up against some support. We do still have excellent ethanol margins, and it's still got a pretty good story. The deferred contracts, the DEES contract, the next year's DEES, they're faring pretty well, doing okay. Inflation is still a thing, and those deep deferred contracts putting a little premium out there. And it could just be some unwinding of some spreads as well, funds I wanted to be long the front. Cattle market, I wish I had some better news. We've got really spotty cash trade. Each buyer's out there with only the ability to buy about 500 head a piece, and so limited numbers. They've still got really slow kills. Just keep hearing workers, sick workers, COVID, flu, a lot of that going around, and so they're having a tough time trying to keep the chains moving. We're kind of thinking we're at that peak level right now, with that running through the worker supply, with the sickness. But that's all a guess. We've been guessing for a year and a half on what we think this disease is going to do to the markets, but you have to somehow become an expert, come up with some way to trade it. But so that's bad news. We've got carcass weights already higher than year-ago levels, and the ability to sell cattle is becoming a little bit tougher. Now those slower chain speeds could put some premium in the boxes. So I think the demand's going to stay good. We're still going to have good box prices, but seeing if we can fight that ability to continue to get a better price. We might see some decent cash trade, but it's going to be on such a limited numbers that we're going to be struggling, and it's going to get tough for us to catch up if this problem keeps on and we can't get cattle moved the way we'd like them to. So a little bit of a winter storm coming in. Everybody's wondering if that's going to affect the markets. Sometimes winter storms can, but generally they got to be a little bit longer and a little bit sustained for my taste. I think just we've had such an open winter, excellent weather. These cattle have hardly had any real pressure put on them, and just for a little bit of a snowstorm, 5 inches of snow and kind of steady, January temperatures, I don't think that that's enough to really make a large impact. So slightly turning a little bit towards the negative side on the cattle, just with what we have in the upfront. Everybody still maintains, pretty good future in the cattle industry, but up front, we look like to have a little bit of a struggle here. Give us a call, Koima Varilek Trading. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial. Have a great day.